Hey, is anyone there? So I'm waiting. I don't know. Okay. Hey, Iman. Hey, everybody. So my name is Gwen, and I am the founder of Sahel Cosmetics. Hi, everybody. And today we're going live with another YouTuber because we want to talk about bald spot and tracking alopecia and like extreme bald spot. So I'm gonna try to see if I can invite her, or where is she? How do I do this, guys? Sophie. Okay. Hey, I hope the network is going to be good, hopefully. Hey, it's working.
How are you? Oh, yeah, perfect. Hi, Gwen. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. You look
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Hopefully today the network is good. So
Yes.
as I was saying that today we are live on Sahel Cosmetics because I want to talk about extreme bald spot and alopecia. So
Mhm.
usually when people see my videos about charging women with long hair and with the shebe, and they're so impressed, and they reach out to me, they send me the picture with extreme bald spot or extreme tracking alopecia, and they're like, oh, can the shebe help me? And they're really desperate. And usually I have to tell them that unfortunately the shebe do not work on the scalp. The shebe is here to help you retain the length of your hair and to help with the breakage, you know. But when I
Mhm.
saw your channel, I saw that you have a couple video about it, so I wanted to talk about it today. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
for those of you who don't know you, can you introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, sure. So, thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it, and you're one of the people that inspires me a lot. So, it means a lot to be here. So, my name's Sophie Davis. I go by the channel name Sophie K Davis. So I basically do natural hair vlogging, and it was something that I actually used to work in a natural hair salon a few years ago, but my hair never saw the light today. So I was always putting in wigs, weaves, braids, you name it. I was doing it, gluing my edges, doing all sorts of hairstyles. So I kind of, when I started working in a natural hair salon, it wasn't actually, I was actually doing other treatments. So I was doing eyelash extensions, but there were women in the salon, women and men, that were coming in and out, literally with hair down to their backs. And I was like, oh, what, like how, I'd never seen it before in my life. And of all the salons that I'd been in, like to get my own hair done. So I was like, well, how do they do that? What is the kind of magic or whatever? So uh, it kind of triggered thoughts off for me to maybe actually stop wearing wigs and weaves or any kind of hairstyle. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just kind of gave me a kind of like, when you get a teaser or something, or like you just see something and you're like, I really do actually want to grow my hair. So I actually did a short natural journey, maybe about 6 years ago, but I just didn't have the patience. I wasn't in the right mental space. So my twin sister actually went natural. I think now it's about 5 years ago. So she kind of inspired me to get back to going natural. And then that's where I kind of had that thing where, why don't I create a channel? Because I'm in multi-level marketing and it's something that I've always been interested to do. I've always loved hair. I've always been interested in it and just the hair health in general. So I had traction alopecia, and I just thought, why don't I actually create a channel to do something of how I reverse the traction alopecia, and that's where my channel came about. So yeah.
So, okay, where was your traction alopecia? Like for those of you who don't know what traction alopecia is,
Hmm.
alopecia from pulling your hair all the time with tight braids and tight, like gluing your hair and like ripping it off, like because some people don't really know all the type of alopecia that there is out there. And you, where was located your alopecia?
Yeah, so it was literally where my hairlines, where you see hair here, it was literally from here to here, all
Oh,
around.
but it was not, so it was completely gone.
It was like there were areas where there were just no hair. I literally had no hair from here to here. And I think it was a thing of that. It was a gradual thing because I knew I had the damage, but I was still like going to the salons and getting it covered up.
And you knew from your childhood that that was not normal.
Oh yeah, definitely. I knew it wasn't normal. I knew that I was doing it to myself. I think I started suffering the alopecia when I was like
Mhm.
maybe my late 20s, maybe 27 or something.
Because
So that had
some
been
people,
like a good few years.
some people think they have tracking alopecia, but they just have big forehead. For example, me, I'm born with big forehead, and this is
Yeah.
not traction alopecia. It's my forehead. So
Yeah.
sometimes I remember when I was young, my auntie were like, "Oh, put something here, put something there." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm born like this. My mom is like this. My grandma is like this." So
Mm.
people really need to know the difference between like
Yeah.
alopecia and the shape of your forehead. Like
Yeah.
this is what it's really important to look at the pictures when you were young to be sure that you're not trying to fix some things who's not fixable, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. You'd know because your hairline would be even. Whereas
Yeah.
mine was, I literally had long sideburns, and my sideburns are actually coming back. My
Okay.
hair's just, I've got fine high density hair, like we're saying, and literally I had patches of no hair. So that's how I knew I had traction alopecia because what was happening is when I was even getting braids done, I'd ask my hairdresser just to tighten like braids or something like that. And then literally there was one point where she'd yanked hair out of my head, and I knew I'd suffered it. Like I've got the pictures in my actual Instagram profile to show where it started and where it is now. So literally now you can see that I've got a full hairline, but before there was just no hair around here. Like you can definitely tell that the
Wow.
kind of difference. Like this is my natural where my hairline stops naturally.
Okay. I also have customers who don't have tracking alopecia, but they come with like bald spots. And I think in that case, it's really important to look at nutrition, hormones, and to check
Mm.
with your doctor. I think it's really important when people often send me those pictures. I think it's really important to go and check your doctor to see what type of alopecia it is to
Yeah.
see how you can treat it Because if
Yeah.
it's linked to hormone, you can do whatever you want as long as your hormone are messed up. Your hair is not going to grow back. If you don't eat enough protein or enough this or that nutrients,
Mm.
like no matter what you do, like your hair is not going to grow back. This is why all the time I have DMs, like I have 20 DMs a day. How can I grow my hair? What projects can I use from your shop to grow my hair? They always use the
Mm.
word grow, grow. And all the time I'm like, it's not because you are impressed by pictures that it's gonna grow your hair. The only thing I sell for growth is the cow vitamins, and you have to eat well too, and
Yeah,
drink water too, So I like to
exactly.
enlist, yeah. And now that I even see that now that I'm like the Ambunu is becoming famous. Now I see other company who wants to sell it, promote it as something to grow in hair. And I don't really like this term. I like the length prevention. And I really believe the growth comes from the inside, from what you eat, and you can get a little help with supplement or some things that we're gonna talk about also for extreme case tracking alopecia.
Mm-hmm,
So how did
definitely.
you when you wanted to fix your tracking alopecia? What research, what did you find? What research did you do? And what solution did you come up with? Because obviously today you have a full hairline and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So, I know we're discussing this, and YouTube was a major factor, good old YouTube. So, literally, I got to the point where I didn't feel like I could leave the house. I was so desperate, and I was searching everywhere, and I actually started my natural journey just a year and a half ago. So everything's relatively recent, and I literally tried everything. I tried oils, I tried not everything, but most things that I thought would grow my hair. I stopped wearing extensions, and I do take supplements and things like that. However, I felt like something wasn't going right, like the hair just wasn't growing where I needed to. So I was looking online and looking on YouTube as you do, and then I was searching on how to get rid of the traction alopecia, and I came across the Dermaroller, and I'm going to show it. So
Okay.
this was literally what I used to get rid of to literally grow my hairline back again, and I couldn't believe it because I was when I actually bought it, it took me a few weeks to use it because I was kind of scared because I've always known it to be a roller that helps with stretch marks because I've had it done as treatments in salon for my stretch marks, or people use it for crow's feet or wrinkles, things like that. So when I saw what that's for hair, just couldn't believe it, and it makes sense. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and
So
then
how do you
literally,
again? Can you repeat how you call it for people?
oh, it's called a Dermaroller. So what it does is it produces collagen. So of course our I guess how do you say that our hair's made up of protein. But what
Yeah.
happens is when we get older, like I'm 34 years old, when we get older, we stop producing as much collagen in the scalp. And then, of course, as we know, like the nutrients tend to go to our vital organ. Our scalp is the last thing to get the good stuff. So if you're tugging at your hair or doing tight hairstyles like I was doing, then my hair wasn't getting any nutrients. So what happens with this is it had like about 500 tiny needles. I don't know if you can see that. It's
Yeah.
so hard to focus, but it has little needles on it. And then what it does is you literally just glide it across, glide it in different directions, and they give you instructions. And literally, it punctures the scalp. You won't feel it. It does feel a little tender, But what it does is it punctures the scalp and it produces more collagen that gets lost naturally as we get older. So when I found that, I was like, no way, this cannot like be like something that will work. And I even tried things like emu oil, and because I was using emu oil for a few months before I went natural, I got fed up of using it. It was just, you could taste the taste of the emu oil because it literally penetrates deep into the scalp. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need something where I'm not gonna taste emu when I'm eating my dinners. So
Yeah.
literally, I just stopped using that, and then I just came across one lady's video. Her name is
Mhm.
Disco Coles. She did a video that I came across, and there was a few men that I actually came across, and they were literally had no hair whatsoever. You know, like just like hair at the sides, like just through
Yeah,
aging.
the male pattern balding. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw a lot of videos. There is a Asian YouTuber who talks a lot about it, and he showed before after picture of people using the Dermaroller, and they
Yeah,
also call it micro needling because those are
exactly.
tiny needles, and the results are really really amazing because I think it really makes punctures your scalp, and then your blood rush into this area to heal everything, to boost the blood flow, and it really enable those male particles to come back. And I think it can also be super beneficial for tracking alopecia or alopecia in general. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like CCCA, so any kind of alopecia areata. The only ones that I know that it won't work for is where the area is permanently scarred. Um, but that was something where you're better off trying it to see that it works than not trying it at
Mhm.
all, and then just thinking, oh, it'll never work, because I generally didn't think it would work for me. I kind of did think in my head that the area where I had no hair, I thought it was permanently scarred, but it wasn't. And it took me a few months. Literally, it was all being consistent and consistently using the treatment that really got the results that I was looking for. So I was kind of like feeling like, oh no, this is never going to work. But it took me about maybe 5 months to see like that, like hair growth like this. Even here, I'd had no hair in that area, and now I've got
Wow.
length in it. So it's changed my
How
life
long did it
around.
How long did it took for you to start seeing small growth, like on the both parts?
Yeah, so when I started using it, I think in the first week I felt like little bits of, like if you shave and then you can feel like the rough hairs, it felt like that within a week. But it took time, maybe 5 months to see the actual growth of the hair.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Okay,
me
that's
using it 3 times a week.
okay. And when you saw that it works, you actually started to sell it. From what I know,
Yeah.
the the
Yes,
microneedling.
yeah.
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 How did you feel about
So I actually approached the company. The company that I bought my original Dermaroller from, they're called Skin Medics. So I wanted a Dermaroller where I knew, because you can get them from places like your eBays or Amazon, but I wanted something because I wanted to know that it was not damaged or anything like that. Then I went to a company called Skin Medics. I bought it from there. And what happened is there was a few women, quite a few women that were like on Facebook, they were like, Sophie, what on earth is this? Some people thought I was like pranking, so, like they're like, no, she's got these pictures off of Google. And I was like, but hang on, that's my face. So basically they message me and say, how do I get like this product? Never heard of it. And these are women from all different, like from mostly the US actually. So I was surprised that it wasn't really heard of, but it may have been heard of, but not as much as a hair tool. So what I did is I said to the company, oh look, can you just give me some kind of discount code, because some of the ladies and men are asking me like how that they're interested in getting their products. So I had the discount code, and I still do have that discount code. But what was happening was a lot of the women were saying, oh, well, you know what, I'd rather actually come directly to you to actually purchase a Dermaroller, because again, I'm a part of a few networking groups as well. So it was a thing of that. I had that thought of like, I've always wanted to sell products, and I do love making products like DIY creams and stuff like that from home. But then I thought, well, it makes sense more for me to sell the Dermaroller, because that was what really changed my life around. So me and my partner were having a discussion. We're like, why don't we just sell it? So it's only been a few months actually, but we've sold out, literally sold out most of our batches, and it's just gone really nicely. And the beauty of it is the stories that I speak to certain women, and I feel like I'm speaking to myself in the aspect of they were scared to leave the house, or they're going through the start of their journey, and I felt the same. I felt like I was in a place where I was so depressed, like I just couldn't show my hair. I felt like I didn't know what to do. And
Yeah, and I
yeah.
really noticed that some women, when they are so insecure about it, instead of treating it, they're hiding more, and they do more damage to hide it sometimes. So
Mm.
yeah,
And can
we
I
really
can I
need
just
some education out there.
and can I agree with you there? And I'm gonna be trigger warning here, but um the past few weeks, or even past couple of months, I don't know if you've seen the baby hair tattoos. That I just don't understand it. I don't get it. And it's literally something where it's like, okay, well, we're still in lockdown, and it's something where it should be something where we're investing in that hair care, where now we've got something else that's come out, as well as the wigs. And nothing's wrong with wearing hair extensions or weaves, but for someone that used to wear my hair never saw the light of day, that is something where it's like, to have baby hair stickers come out when we're
Yeah.
trying to contend with everything else is just shocking. And the baby hair stickers were actually invented in China. They're distributed from China. So it's not something where it was created by a natural hair community. It was created by obviously somewhere where it's not, we're not the predominant, like obviously race, that it's just all confusing, and it just contributes to the hair loss, because any little thing, any little kind of like tension on the scalp or anything like that causes alopecia, even if it's not traction alopecia, any kind of stress, any kind of tension. So I think,
Yeah.
it's so important not to cover up or hide or mask anything. It's better to kind of find a way to solve it. And a lot of people, even now, they maybe, I'm not saying no, don't use a trichologist, but a lot of people can't even, you know, get to a trichologist as a minimum. And there's not that expertise as much as there could be.
Mm-hmm. And have you heard, because some customer I recommended minoxidil and it really works for them, but you told me like offline why you didn't choose that road. So can you explain what is minoxidil and why you didn't choose to try it also with the microneedling, because I know it works well together.
Hmm. So the reason I didn't go for the minoxidil is because it's not a natural product, and it's something where I have a fibroid. My fibroid is about 11 centimeters big, which is quite big. Like I'm eligible for an operation. Like I'm on a waiting list. But that's something I'm still considering personally what to do. But I know from these chemicals that I used to use, like perming my hair, excuse the sirens. I know from it's quite busy out there. Yeah, so I know from using things like perming, I was constantly perming my hair. I was constantly using like these chemical products, and I was like, well, this is not doing much for my hair. I guess some people, yeah, they do see results, but it might be a thing of that you if you stop using it, it might bring back though that kind of the problem again. It may not solve it, but what's going on
I heard the
internally.
I heard the YouTuber, she was using minoxidil really helped. When she stopped using it, like it all went away, which is weird. Um, but I know it can help some people, but at the same time, it's not recommended for people who have heart problems because it really stimulates the blood flow. So for the minoxidil, I feel it's really important to see a dermatologist or a doctor, but
Yeah,
it really can help people. But yeah, if you want the natural way, I think the micro needling,
yeah.
Dermaroller is really like it's just mechanical. So I think it's an amazing solution
Mhm.
for those women. And yeah, but also they need to identify if they have striking alopecia, because if your
Yeah.
forehead is just big like mine, you can do micro needling every day. Your forehead is gonna stay big,
You
you
know,
know?
no. Well, I've got a big, I think my forehead looks big, but yeah, you do have to know, like, I knew where the hair loss was because my hairline was always up to here and it was just moving back and back and back.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to, so like even with the minoxidil, what I did, because I didn't want to use that, um, and
Mhm.
again I started my natural hair journey a year and a half ago. So instead of me buying the minoxidil and stuff where people are saying, oh my gosh, like the side effects, a lot of people are saying their side effects are quite scary. So I didn't want to risk it, especially not with having fibroids. So what I did was I just bought rosemary oil and I mixed it with my Jamaican black castor oil and a little bit of peppermint. And then rosemary oil kind of mimics minoxidil.
Oh,
So that's, yeah. Even
that's
fresh
really good.
rosemary, I was like, wow.
Is it like essential oil or is just an oil, a
Yeah,
rosemary
essential oil, just
oil?
rosemary oil. Yeah. I've
I
got
also
like a,
learned about
like,
cloves, but you
yeah,
have to
yeah,
be
yeah.
careful with cloves because cloves can be very like strong. You can react to
Yeah,
it. With a
yeah.
small amount of cloves in your oil, apparently can also stimulate the follicles.
Yeah, a
But
hundred percent,
I feel
definitely.
like,
And
but I
that
feel
was
like it's
something,
a small improvement. I feel like the micro needling, the needle really gets into the derma. So I feel like,
It does.
yeah, you can try with oils, but I think the micro
Yeah.
needling is the best
Yeah.
solution
It,
when
yeah, because
it's still
mm,
possible, because sometimes the scalp is so damaged, like it's
mm,
years and years of tracking. Sometimes the last resort can only be like a hair transplant. So
yeah.
yeah, if you have like alopecia and you are tracking alopecia, and you tried everything, you tried minoxidil, you tried microneedling, you tried everything, and you see that nothing, but really nothing can prove it, the last result will be hair transplant. And
Mm,
but you have to like, surgery is not a joke. You have to make a
mm,
lot of research uh, to find the right surgeon. Like when you get into surgery, it's not like, oh, this one is cheap and I'm gonna go there. No, you need to read 1,000 reviews of this surgeon. You need to
mm,
go
mm,
and find people who went to this surgeon. You need to see 1,000 pictures of this surgeon.
mm,
Sometimes people make the mistake. I have a friend. He went and did the hair transplant, I think in South Africa or something,
mm.
and it felt like the density was not right. It did not look good. So you
Well,
really,
I'll
really, you really need to try everything, and then when you take the decision of surgery, you really need to find not the cheapest surgeon, but the best one. You know?
yeah. Yeah, because then that was another thing that I really considered. I was like, oh my gosh, let me go and search how the cheapest scalp injections I can get. And thankfully, well, it was just for me. I was like, I couldn't part with that kind of money. I literally, thank God, I found the Dermaroller in time, because what it does is they have different sizes of the needles. So the needles that we sell it comes in millimeters. So it starts with a zero point 0.2 and it works its way up to a 3. 3 is more for the body. So I wouldn't go. Yeah, so
Yeah.
what the different sizes does is, say like if you go for a zero point 0.2 to a zero point 0.5, that goes like 2 layers into the scalp. When you go for the next one, which is what I've got here, the one size needle, it actually pierces the dermis of the scalp, and that is where the growth is. Anything, you don't need a size bigger than that, because that will be causing damage. And I always say that it has to be, if you're going for a 1.5, then that is, it's just not worth it. It's better to use that on the body, because then you need to have an expert more if you're going to be administering that kind of thing from home.
And
But um,
how often do you do it? Once a week? Once, like, how often?
yeah, so when I don't actually use it as often at the moment, because I think I've got to the point where I'm content, like, and even my hair is not blown out, so um with the area, then it fills out so much more. So I was like, oh, I'm happy with where I am. But yeah, I do still use it, like maybe once every other week. But in general, I was using it 3 times a week. So I would actually put a diary together, and then I'd use it every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then my wash days are on a Sunday, so I'd make sure I do it on a clean scalp. I'd wash the area where I did the roller, and literally after that, once I'd done my roller, then I would then use my rosemary, Jamaican black castor oil, and then sulfur 8 as well. That was something that I used, and then I just put it in the area, and then literally you just feel like this tingling sensation where, so like if you apply the oil without doing this, you don't get that feeling. So I knew it was working. So three times
Okay.
a week.
And the material, does the material of the needle is important?
Yeah, it is titanium, so it's like steel. And literally you do get ones. That's why I like to get my dermarollers from a manufacturer, because we know that it's definitely going to be still, we don't have to worry that it's not going to be an artificial product. So there are some that are being sold that are not real,
Oh.
but I don't know where, but I
Where
always like
can
to
we
get.
find where can we find your projects?
Yeah, so I personally, you can email, if anyone's interested, they can email me at naturallyderma@gmail.com, and all my details are in my Sophie K. Davis profile on my Instagram and on my YouTube. And then all I do is I literally email all the details that you need, because we do it via PayPal, so it makes it a lot easier. And then we add our tracking and things like that. So we do it via email at the moment because we're quite new to selling it. We wanted to know what the demand was and would there be people that would actually be interested in it. So
And do you offer like advice if people have personal advice, like they can
yeah.
reach out or yes?
Yeah, definitely. So I like to do video calls. So if anyone gets stuck, a lot of the people that I've sent details to, they kind of like been okay. They've kind of just been like, nope, I'm just getting on with it and doing it. And but if there's people that do need like that guidance, sometimes it can be a mindset thing. Some people are actually scared to use it because they're like, oh, they're either not used to
Yeah,
having their hair out, or they're just
yeah.
scared to use it. They're scared that the needles will hurt them. So I do like conversations on the phone just to reassure them. I do video calls if they're abroad, or even if they're not abroad, even if they're around the corner, I do the video calls. So just so it eases their mind, because I know I was scared to use it in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. I was so skeptical and I didn't think it would work. And then uh, as soon as I used it, then I knew that, you know what, I have to reassure the men and women that are buying them from me, because more importantly than the sales part is the actual well-being, that they're actually getting the results as well. So yeah, I definitely offer like video calls and advice and stuff like that.
Okay, that's very nice of you. So do you want to add something and then we're gonna check if there is question?
Yeah, sure. I'd just like to add in that it's I definitely wish if I had to turn back time, not that I regret anything that I've done, then I'd really wish that I'd like, you know, started the journey sooner. But it was all a mindset thing. And from, you know, just from doing the journey in general, it's really opened my mind to how much we're consuming um in the natural hair care industry alone. And it does kind of break my heart a little bit, or a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I just hope we get to a point where we're not having to visit trichologists at young ages and stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. So, and that's kind
Yeah.
of my main thing.
Thanks a lot for that. So let me check the question. I saw about okay. It's kind of hard to see all the question. Oops. Choo, 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 choo. I saw someone asking about her order, but we have a customer service, guys. We have a lovely lady called Allegra. She's our assistant. And when you have a problem with your order, she can track it. And if there is a problem, she can reship or refund. But do not contact us on Instagram for orders because Allegra manages it from the email or from the contact form on our website. But obviously, if you contact online, it's gonna be difficult to help right now. So, what size needle should you buy? So you said it previously.
Yeah. Yes, I'd definitely go for the one because with the one, it literally does the job it needs to. And sometimes less is more. Like I used mine 3 times a week, but I didn't really need to use it 3 times a week. Sometimes once a week is sufficient enough because of the size. So I always say a one to get that result, but no bigger than a size one because you don't want to pierce another layer, which is where the veins are. Sorry, that sounds a bit grim, but you don't want to do any more damage beyond the layers. So the one is like
When
perfect
you
for that.
like, do you put pressure on it or is just you just rub it?
No, you literally just I won't put it on my scalp because my hair's not clean. Well, it is clean, but it's not washed. So all I do is glide it like this in, and then you literally do it in 5 times in that direction, and then you do it going up, and then you do it diagonally in each direction about 5 times. And some people do it 10 times. You do, even if you're not seeing in the first like few weeks, you're not seeing anything, but you can feel the stubble. You can just really take your time with it because the mind can play tricks and think, oh, okay, I can feel stubble. I'm going to add more pressure or I'm going to roll a bit more than it needs to be. But if you do it more than it needs to be or add too much pressure, then you're going to cause yourself damage. So it's just like in a gentle motion like that.
Yeah, okay. So we have a man who is saying, please do your project works for men. If yes, what would you recommend for hair growth and hair not falling? I think he's talking about my products
Oh, yours,
and
yeah, I thought
what
so,
this
yeah.
live is about. So my products, like if you have male pattern bald spots, like we said in this live, it's better to
Mm.
use micro needling. And you can contact Sophie to have more information and to buy your micro needling. It really can help. But the shaving powder, the ampoule, everything I sell is for the hair length retention, except for the hair vitamins that can really help if you have deficiencies. They can really help you grow back your hair. But I think that was that's what he meant. I don't know.
Mm.
How do I order for delivery in the USA? So from my website, you just order and we have a warehouse in the USA. We ship. And if you're talking about Sophie, her projects, you have to contact her. And at the end of this live, I hope this live can be saved so I can put your information for people to contact you for microneedling.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Can I have the email again? Can you repeat your email, Sophie?
Yeah,
She's talking.
yeah, sure. So it's naturally derma, so DERMA @gmail.com. And then my
Okay.
channel is Sophie K Davis. So then if anyone forgets the email address, then they can just hit me up on my page, and then I can either DM them the email address with the detail where I send, and literally I send some helpful links that will help. one of them is of one of the guys that I actually that had the male pattern baldness. That I learned a lot from the video of how to use it as a basic, the Dermaroller. So I include that in. I also include a video of oh, Miss Rebel Jules put it in there for me. Thank you, Miss Rebel. Oh, so kind. Yeah. So literally the lady that I learned of from Disco Girls, I'll put a link of hers in as well. So then you just see, you know what, how to use it as a basic. So I'll put all the useful links in and stuff like that, and any information that relates to my channel too, because I have tutorials on how to use it and stuff like that.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so I don't see any more question, guys. So I think we're going to stop this live here. Thanks a lot. I feel like you really helped a lot of people right now.
Thank you.
Right now, when I'm gonna receive DM about bald spot, I can refer people to this video to help them. I hope so.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so thanks a lot for coming to this live with me, Sophie. I hope we have other things to talk about in the future.
Yeah, I'm doing lives together. Oh, thank you so much. And it's nice to bring awareness to something that's so important as well. Like, it's so overlooked. Like, and I don't know if you know of the statistics itself in general. Apparently, it's about 80 odd to even 90% of women that will sometimes and sometime in their life suffer alopecia, and that's alarming.
I think something we forgot to talk about is that to prevent it. Prevention, guys, prevention. Like, this is the most important. I think we lost it.
It is.
Forget about it. Like, guys, do not be harsh on your hair when you're brushing it, when you're braiding it, when you're doing your weave. Like, you need to find the hairdresser who have the lightest hands possible. And yeah, it's a long journey, yeah, because me, I'm always on the look for the best one, the most gentle one. So I think it's really prevention is really, really important, especially for people like us, because I have low density hair. So if I go around and let people like take off my hair, I'm gonna end up bald at 60, you know? So prevention is very important. Don't be shy, guys, to say it's too tight. I remember sometimes when I do my braid, I make the braider do it 3 times when I feel like it's too tight. I'm like, it's too tight.
Yeah, and you look back and you think, why?
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, you look back and you wonder, like, you just think, oh my goodness, it's just crazy. It's like a bad dream that, you know, where you wish maybe it's not a bad thing to speak up if you feel that you're, you know, that it's too much maybe. And sometimes that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of hurting maybe the hairstylist's feelings or something, but your hair's the most important.
And even when sometimes you feel that it's not too tight, when you go to bed, you feel the heaviness, you unravel it and you redo it. Sometimes, every time, not like 100% of the time that I go and do my braids at home, I always redo, or at least 2 or 3, because I feel like they're putting a little bit too much. So you really need to be careful, guys, and do your best to prevent it.
Yeah, definitely. And I must say something where I've done certain things like I do go to the gym a lot, because even when I go to the gym, I notice, even though I'm a little bit fluffier at the moment, but I notice when I go to the gym, people have got massive hair. And I think, oh, that's even a stimulant to the scalp, because it's like it's, you know, it's like your the blood flow again, as you were
Yeah,
saying, is going to the scalp. And
that's true.
and also the sweat, when you feel like the sweat, that's a good thing, because that is just allowing the sebum to travel down the hair
That's
strand.
yeah. Okay, Sophie, so thank you for this live, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank
try to post it,
yeah.
and I hope we can talk to you soon, and thanks a lot.
Oh, I do. I'd love that. Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much. Take care.
I don't even
Bye
know how to
bye.
end
Oh, the cross, the cross.
it.